For centuries, stories of legendary monsters like Bigfoot, Snowman, and the Loch Ness Monster have captured the imaginations of people around the world. But can these stories be explained by science, or are they simply tales born out of fear and misunderstanding? Our brains are hardwired to find patterns and explanations for everything around us. When faced with something we don't understand, fear often takes over and our imaginations fill in the gaps. Over centuries, these imaginations transformed simple sightings into legends of giant, terrifying creatures. But why do these myths persist even today? Today we dive into the realm of cryptozoology to explore the myths, sightings, and scientific theories behind these famous creatures. Sailors told tales of this Nordic beast as early as the 1100s, describing it as an island-sized monster. The Kraken is a legendary monster, said to be a massive sea creature capable of dragging entire ships into the depths. King Sverre of Norway was the first to write about a Kraken sighting in 1180. It has since been regarded as one of the greatest sea monsters ever imagined. However, the Kraken may not be entirely mythical. Scientists now believe that ancient sailors were likely encountering giant squids. Growing up to 13 meters long and weighing as much as a ton, these creatures have 8 arms and 2 longer tentacles equipped with hooks for gripping their prey. Because these squids usually dwell in the deep ocean, sightings are rare. Over time, tales of these creatures grew into the legend of the Kraken. For over 1,500 years, the legend of the Loch Ness Monster, or Nessie, living in Scotland's Loch Ness, has captivated people from around the world. The loch itself is vast, deep, and murky, making it an ideal setting for mystery. The first known mention of the monster comes from 565 CE, when St. Columba reportedly encountered the creature attacking people. Instead of running away, the missionary allegedly commanded the monster to retreat, saving the locals. The debate over Nessie's existence continues, with ongoing speculation and even rewards for anyone who can prove it exists. However, many proofs and the Daily Mail newspaper surgeon's photograph, which made this monster famous worldwide, was proved as a hoax. A toy submarine and piece of wood were manipulated to look like Nessie. Despite modern-day expeditions using sonar and other technology, no conclusive evidence has ever been found. One explanation is that sightings may have been caused by large algal blooms, mistaken for a giant creature, or even the presence of large eels. The myth of the werewolf, a human transforming into a beast under the full moon, dates back to European folklore. By day they appear as normal humans, but by night they undergo a transformation, both physically and mentally, into savage, wolf-like creatures. But like other monster myths, there may be a grain of truth behind it. One possible origin of the werewolf legend is the rare genetic condition known as hypertrichosis, where people grow excessive amounts of hair over their bodies. In the Middle Ages, this condition was misunderstood, leading to stories of people turning into wolves. Stefan Bobrowski was a Polish performer, born in 1890 with hypertrichosis. Rabies may have also played a role in shaping werewolf myths. This disease, transmitted through the bite of an infected animal, causes hallucinations and aggressive behavior in both humans and dogs if left untreated. Such symptoms could easily have fueled the tales of werewolves. In the 1990s, Puerto Rico, eerie creatures are said to prowl the countryside on 4 legs, preying on vulnerable livestock like sheep, goats, and similar farm animals. The Chupacabra, the creature known as the goatsucker, are described as hairless, canine-like creatures with glowing red eyes. In the early 2010s, several suspected Chupacabra specimens were turned over to authorities. Upon examination, scientists discovered that many so-called Chupacabra are actually coyotes suffering from mange, a skin disease that causes hair loss and weakness. Weakened by the disease, these coyotes no longer had the strength to hunt their usual prey and turned to easier targets like farm animals. These sick animals, with their eerie appearance and desperate behavior, may have been mistaken for blood-sucking monsters. Studies show that around half of the population fears death. Zombies, however, take this fear one step further. These walking corpses defy the laws of life and death. Moving as if still alive, they hunger for human flesh, even as their own rots. Their very existence terrifies for one reason: they are already dead. They cannot be killed by conventional means. Only severing the head will silence their unnatural movements. Zombies are not a new phenomenon. Cultures across the world have stories of people returning from the dead, creatures that blur the line between life and death. Historians believe this was a way to confront the fear of what comes after life. Before the 20th century, doctors would often declare death based on simple tests like poking the body, which resulted in cases where people, still alive, would frantically bang on their coffins during their own funerals. In medieval times, some believed corpses were coming back to life due to the natural process of decomposition. Bodies would bloat as gases built up, and skin would shift in ways that seemed as if the dead were moving. Far from the land of the undead, in the vast untamed wilderness of Australia, there lives another mythological creature. Towering twice the height of an average human, with bat-like ears and large lumbering feet, the Yowie stalks the outback. Some people describe the Yowie as a fierce monster, while others see it as a benevolent giant. The Kuku-Yalanji tribe in far north Queensland was the first to assert the Yowie's existence. According to their legends, this creature coexisted with them, and there were two distinct types of Yowie. One could reach up to 3 meters tall, while the other was about half that size. Ancient cave art supports these claims, although evolutionary biologists believe it may represent an extinct early hominid species. The name Yowie might also derive from Yowie, the dream spirit in the Yualarai language of northern New South Wales, or Yahoo, which refers to a malevolent spirit. Spirits play a central role in Aboriginal beliefs and can manifest in various forms. Deep in the Himalayas, another legend waits: the Yeti, also known as the Abominable Snowman. Reports of strange giant footprints in the snow have fueled the tale for decades. Yet, despite countless expeditions, the Yeti remains elusive. While no definitive proof of the Yeti's existence has ever been found, hair samples and supposed remains have led some to believe this wild man of the snows still roams the highest peaks. In 2017, DNA samples of supposed Yeti remains revealed they belong to bear species native to the region. Still, the legend persists, a reminder that not all myths are easily debunked. Many people who spent years in these mountains and have never seen the Yeti themselves, but the stories and the footprints, they make you wonder. Maybe, just maybe, there's something out there. A Bigfoot is a well-known creature believed to inhabit North America, a name coined by loggers in California, who found its enormous footprint in 1958. Since that initial discovery, numerous sightings and tracks have been reported. Some of the most compelling evidence includes photographs of hairy Yeti-like figures wandering through the wilderness. While some enthusiasts became fixated on these images, others were convinced they were merely pranks staged by costumed individuals. The largest Bigfoot footprints discovered measured 60 centimeters in length. In 2002, after Ray Wallace, one of the loggers who initially found evidence of Bigfoot, passed away, it was revealed that the footprints had been intentionally created. 4 decades after igniting the monster phenomenon, Wallace's family disclosed that he had used large wooden foot templates to make Yeti-like impressions in the mud. The footprints were originally made around construction equipment to deter vandals left overnight. However, as public interest grew, the Bigfoot story evolved into an elaborate prank that spiraled into widespread monster mania. Bigfoot hunters continue to look for unusually large footprints, such as one discovered in 1980. Up to this point, we've encountered monsters from both land and sea, but there are also beings that linger in the human imagination, reaching as far as the eye can see. The Mothman is a creature of the skies, resembling the size of an adult human, with wings that span approximately 3 meters and striking, glowing red eyes. The first sighting of the Mothman occurred in the winter of 1966 in a graveyard in West Virginia. Since that initial sighting in 1966, numerous reports of the Mothman have emerged, all sharing consistent descriptions regarding its size, shape, and unnaturally red eyes. As discussions about the Mothman increased, so did the eeriness of its portrayal. Notably, most early accounts referred to the creature as having a bird-like appearance. Wildlife experts suggest that this legendary creature may not just be bird-like, but could indeed be a bird. The sandhill crane, a bird that stands as tall as a human and features vibrant red feathers around its eyes, is the primary suspect. So, while these monster legends may have been born out of fear, misunderstanding, and imagination, modern science has often provided logical explanations for what people thought they saw. Whether it's thermal waves in a lake, a giant squid in the ocean, or a diseased animal in the wild, the stories we tell are often rooted in our desire to make sense of the unknown. But even with these explanations, the legends live on, and Hollywood movies have glorified them. Maybe it's because these myths speak to something deeper, our fear of the unknown and our love for a good mystery. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the science behind legendary monsters. And be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more intriguing explorations of the world's greatest mysteries.